Integrating OneNote with other applications. We can integrate Microsoft Office OneNote with other applications such as Outlook, Excel, and PowerPoint. Let's work with Outlook first. I'm going to go to the inbox, and I've created a student account here to work with inside of Outlook. Here we've got on our Home tab in the Outlook ribbon the Move group, and inside of the Move group we can see the OneNote command here. Whatever message is currently selected, I can send it to OneNote. Let's select this one message here and click on OneNote. When I click on OneNote, the Select Location in OneNote dialog box comes up. Here I can decide what location this Outlook email message is going to go to inside of OneNote. Suppose it has everything to do with work and it's about a meeting. So I'm going to click on Meetings, and then when I click OK, it's going to take me to my work OneNote notebook and then to my Meetings section. And you can see how that email message is embedded now inside of my Meetings section, and it's created a whole new page with the email messages heading. All you have to do is be in Outlook, click on any email message and move it to OneNote, decide where it's going to go, and click OK. And boom, we've got a whole new page inside of that section inside of that notebook that we've chosen. On the other hand, I can be inside of OneNote and email a page to someone using Outlook. Here on the Home tab of the ribbon, in the Outlook group, I've got Email Page, Outlook Tasks, and Meeting Details. Suppose I need to email a project to someone. I go to that project page, click on Email Page, and then I'm taken to Outlook. I find the person's name, and when I click on it, you can see before I send that the content is embedded inside of my Outlook email message, and it tells me that the content is created with OneNote. I click Send, and away my message goes. I can also find meeting details from Outlook and embed it inside of OneNote just by using the Outlook Group's Meeting Details command. What I've done first is created a whole new page in order to receive this information. I'll go to Meeting Details and pick one of these student tests here. So I've set up some meetings inside of Outlook, and then we'll click on Meet for Lunch. And when I click on Meet for Lunch, it becomes the new heading for my new page, plus you can see the date and location here and any of the attendees or if there were any notes embedded inside of that meeting. I can also create an Outlook task using any one of my pages here that I have in OneNote. I click on Outlook Tasks. I can use any one of these flags here, or I can create a custom Outlook task. When I click on Custom, it takes the heading from within my page, and it becomes my subject, What Next? Then you can see in this window it's going to link to task in OneNote. Plus, I can set the start date, the due date, the status, and the priority. Once I've set up some information here, I'm going to save and close. And once I've done that, you can see how I have a flag here. The start date is today, and the due date is 3 days from now. When I'm complete, I can double click on this flag and then it checks it off. When I open up Outlook and I click on Tasks, you can see the What Next task has been added, and when I scroll over to the right, there's a timeline here telling me that it is due on Friday. When I'm back over at OneNote and I've completed the task, again I can double click and it will say it's completed. When I'm back over at Outlook, you can see the task is completed when I go over to my calendar and it's struck through here. And there's also a check mark. Back over to OneNote again. Pretty powerful stuff. OneNote works wonderfully with Outlook. Now let's integrate OneNote with Excel. I've opened up a spreadsheet in Excel and highlighted a range that I want to copy. Using Control-C, I'm going to go over to my notebook area. I'll create a new section called Budget. When I right-click, I'm going to choose Keep Source Formatting. And once I've done that, you can see how I've got a table embedded inside of my OneNote, and it certainly is respecting the columns and rows from the source. I can copy a table that I've created in OneNote and dump it into Excel. So I'm going to highlight this container that contains a table, Control-C for copy, go over to Excel, and when I use a Control-V for paste, it brings in that table and it respects by default the source's formatting when I paste. Suppose now I want to embed a PowerPoint presentation. I go to Insert, and then in the Files group, I select File Printout. This time I'm going to choose a PowerPoint presentation. You can see that the entire file from the sample presentation here that I called it in PowerPoint has been embedded. I only had one slide, but you get the picture. The last application we'll get into is using Word. I opened up Word and highlighted a portion of the file. I'm going to copy, and when I go back into my notebook, I can right-click and paste. And now you can see the note container comes up with that content from Word. I can also insert the file and choose it as a file printout, just like I did with PowerPoint. I'll create a new section to do that. File printout, insert the file that I want, and when I do that, I have to wait for it to be inserted for me. Once it's inserted, you can see it's embedded down below here in this section, and just like the PowerPoint file, I can double click on that file to open it up, and also here below it tells me the path where this file is stored.